Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right. I am John Palacio.
And I'm Marlene Cuellar.
And I'm Gavin Courtney.
And thank you for joining us on this anniversary special.
Yeah, it's our anniversary. Remember that song? Anniversary. Good morning once again. The weather is somewhat rainy here in the city, or somewhat, or fully in go, like full rain.
Listen, I was just telling Gavin, it seems like the pipes just opened up.
Indeed. Yeah. But nonetheless, it is a beautiful morning. And Belize, we're so happy that we're celebrating 13 years of Open Your Eyes. 1-3. Just like that.
A teenager, right?
Yeah!
Oh, we're going to get mischievous
then. We're actually on the tablet. But it's such a great time. That much we could tell you. It's such a great time. And the questions definitely will be thrown out, especially to you, for the fact that you've been here since the inception.
Oh, Lord.
And, every year we talk about this. But I feel that the conversation is very important to have every year because as a people, we grow. As an individual, we grow. As a country, we grow. And as a show, we grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm the most recent
the
addition.
Baby of the
so,
boat.
No, you're not.
No, but yes, for sure. But watching the show over the years, definitely things have grown, things have changed, and it's really important, like John said, to take a moment and celebrate how far that we've come.
Yeah. 13 years ago.
13
Where
years.
were you?
That's a great question, Mark. But I want to throw it out to you, especially 13 years ago, this day. What was that like on your first day?
I don't think I can remember that well. So, remember, it was the premiere of the show. We had put a lot of work into planning. And it's so interesting because at that time, this particular type of show, where everything was catered entirely for television, it was new to what was currently on air.
Yeah.
I was new to hosting as a talk show host, and I was my co-host at that time was William Neal. He had a lot of experience with it, so I was the baby of the bunch, and he was the veteran, which helped a lot because it helped me to be able to kind of learn and understand some of the things about live TV. There is nothing like live TV.
There's nothing like live TV.
And but we did practice quite a bit and had a lot prepared. And so that first day, it was a show because we're so close to November 19th. Of course, it was a show focusing on the commemoration of Garifuna Settlement Day, and. Yeah, I think because we had rehearsed so much, it felt a lot easier. I think the harder days came after, when you weren't as prepared for the first day, when you had to realize that there'd be hiccups on air, and that you just have to keep on going.
Yeah, that's a great way to sum it up. And of course, Gav, let's get to you, baby of the bunch with a knockout punch. What was it like for you, your first day? What was that feeling like?
The first time I came on the show, if I remember correctly, it was when we had our previous producer Stephanie, and we had done some testing episodes. And then I remembered Stephanie telling me that you did pretty well, and then we'll tell you when you want to when you should do your first on-air test.
Yeah.
And I said okay, and then I didn't hear anything for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden it was like, can you come on 2 days from now or come tomorrow? I was like, well,
that's about right.
Yeah. So I remember feeling, the first time I tried, I remember I was being super nervous, but then I remember as soon as it was the cameras were rolling, the time around, it was just like the adrenaline hit, and then so it's hard to remember exactly how it felt, but it was super exciting, and I remember it going fast, just like that.
Really?
The first episode was just
I'm trying to decipher how to put this, but my first day, I could remember actually coming in for a practice session or two.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was Andrew Marsden who was the producer. Yeah. And he had this powerful voice. He had this powerful voice, this powerful personality. And then, of course, sitting down with Mar and having that conversation, that in itself, because of the figure that she is, was to me like, oh my God, what am I going to say? I hope I say things correctly. But on day one, being that I came from a radio background, everything that I saw, I wanted to explain, because that's what happens in radio. True. And during commercial breaks, Mar would say, you know what, John, you don't have to explain all this. You just have to see this, and everybody will get it because they're actually seeing it. It was nerve-wracking. Sometimes you don't see nervousness, especially with me. You know how I am. But at the same time, I was very nervous. But the calming, soothing feel was when she would say, you know what, just relax, then it's going to be okay. And ever since then, bam, sit it. Yeah. Right here.
So I got a question, because I think it's interesting. You know, I do remember both your tests. Okay. And I remember Gavin's first day. Yours was a bit further back, so I don't have a clear
It was around September time, yes.
Yeah. But what made you interested in being a morning TV host?
That's a good question, Mar. To be honest with you, I really and truly feel that it is, for me, primarily, I look at it from a standpoint that this is like an encyclopedia. This is university. So you got, you know, so that's first. Secondly, I feel it's a service to the country, because then what we do is that we get the information out of people like the commissioner, or people like the ministers, or people who are just trying to make people or the public know what's going on. And I feel like it's a service from me to my community, and that's the reason why I feel that I actually stuck with it. Yeah.
You know, before I answer the question, it's funny because now that since you mentioned the commissioner who will hear, I think that in one of my test episodes, so Stephanie was pretending to be people who we might have to interview, and one of the people was the commissioner.
Really?
Right. Yes, and Stephanie's like, well, you know, the commissioner is a frequent guest, and
so she pretended to be him.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, so that was sure. And then also a soca artist, I think. So Stephanie was playing all of these different characters, and that was like one of my I think my last test before I actually went on air. So I guess maybe I proved myself right then. But my interest, I had always had an interest in journalism, and if you remember, well, Marlene would remember way back when, is that I actually interned at Channel 5.
What?
Yep, with the news crew.
Yeah.
When I think I was graduating high school or something, and I went around with the news crew. I actually did some stories as well, and I had always had an interest in journalism. So when I got the opportunity to come on the show, I never thought about it really to do something like this. But I said, well, you know, this could be interesting, and it's really good. And I like the show, and I like the variety that we offered. So I thought, well, this is a chance to really get in some great conversations and get be a part of the news and the stories, and bring a little bit of my perspective to it. So it was just like a no-brainer to me when I got the chance.
You know, and I definitely want to throw that out back to you. What made you want to, because we've spoken on a lot of occasions here, Mar, and you've told me that ever since very young you've been doing some journalism work, but sometimes when you really get it, that's the time you'd say, you know what, I don't really want to do this. What made you stick with
Well,
it?
I thought they were crazy. Not journalism, but definitely communications. I do have a passion for public education. I'm sure I've shared this story before, but for the morning show specifically, when I was asked, I was really surprised. It was from our former CEO, Amalia Mai, and she had a vision of creating a magazine-style television show. And I was anchoring at the time, which was already something very strange for my personality. I wasn't somebody who liked to put themselves out there or be in the spotlight, but I did do the anchoring. I had a passion for it. And I always say this, you know, when I talk to people about career choices or when they have a particular career goal they're going after, you have to see things that happen for you as kind of an audition. Like you have to prepare yourself because somebody may be watching
Yeah.
and recognize something in you that you didn't even know you had.
yeah.
And that's what happened. There was a breaking news at the time. Stuart Crone was here. There was, I don't know if you remember, it was in 2006, 7 maybe. I can't remember the exact. My mind is foggy. But there was a riot at Belmopan when there were protests happening with the government, and I remember the reporters coming in too late, and basically Stuart Crone looks at me, he says, I know you've never done this, but you're gonna have to do a live interview.
Wow.
And I was probably only a year and a half into anchoring at that time.
Wow.
And I remember speaking to my then CEO, and she said, I saw you do that interview with the reporter and the news director. I know you could handle hosting a show. And that was it. I never thought that one experience was going to lead into this. 13 years
yeah.
of being on television. So yeah, that's and my passion for doing this, and the reason I did agree to, because I did love the job that I was at the time, was because it gave me an opportunity to be able to, one, have a front row seat to history, and secondly, to be able to spark conversations or get information that I think is very important for our public. I think Belizeans need to understand, want to understand, and the format that we were deciding on, which was, you know, kind of having structured conversations or targeted conversations, was something that appealed to me, rather than having other people call in and kind of just take the conversation all over the place.
Yeah. But you know, we do have a lot to share with you. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a packed show this morning. It is our anniversary, but we've got so much to share with you, including chit-chatting with the commissioner. Like you said, he's frequenting the show. And of course, we've got much more. But I just want to sum this up, especially this segment, by saying journalism was never my thing. I was never. You want to know an interesting fact about me? Interesting fact. You might not know, but I don't like reading and write, man. I'm only kidding. But you know, it was never something that I set out for. I never did study it. I was an agricultural student. I went to FANAR, Faculty of Agriculture and Natural Resources. That was what I did. Got a stint with the casino, and never knew what was there. Never knew what to expect, and did it. Then went to a radio station, and I found out that, you know what, I love broadcasting. Never did once think about coming to TV. Then I found out that, you know what, this is an encyclopedia. I was never one for school like that, but this is actually a big classroom with everything. And I found out that is my true love. And that's the reason why today's date, I am here.
That's right. And because there's scouting for talent that takes place as well. And so this morning, we're actually going to be taking a look at some of the reflections from some of the persons who were involved from the start. And so,
Gav?
Yeah.
So we are going to be talking also about our former CEO, and who I think was who gave us all our jobs really here. And actually, I remember, and I know our former CEO, Amalia Mai, who is now who now works for the government. But she definitely has a passion for journalism, and I knew her. My family knew her family personally, and her tenure over Channel 5 was indescribable. She was really a powerhouse. You talk about somebody who has a vision, who can command authority, but at the same time fair and takes everything into account, and is just really up to date on the local news, international news. And she really has a passion for journalism as well, and and it translates into everything that Channel 5 does.
Set a great foundation.
Absolutely. Whether it's the news or whether for this show, it could not have happened without her.
All right.
And so we have a very short clip with some reflections from our former CEO, the founding executive producer for Open Your Eyes, Amalia Mai.
So I was the CEO of Channel 5 for 13 years or so. I also, at the time, was the executive producer of most of the shows that we produced, including Open Your Eyes, which, as you know, is still one of my very, very favorite shows. I was also the news director. I spent 13 years in Channel 5, and I think I enjoyed every moment of it. One of the things about Open Your Eyes is that really it's a conversation. It's not really an interview. And thereafter, you get all the information that you need that is important. There's some very serious questions that are posed by Marlene and the rest of the team on Open Your Eyes. And so the population will enjoy Open Your Eyes in the morning because it always brings something forward that is new. And on a Friday, it is also a very entertaining show. So it was a mix. It's a mix of doing what informs the people and what educates the people and what entertains the people. And I think with the three components, it has made the show a wonderful experience in the morning. When you get up, it has to be Open Your Eyes. Conceptually, we started with it when there was a change in management in Channel 5. And the airtime in the morning was extremely crowded, so we thought that we should do something different. So we said we'll do interviews. We were not into call-in shows, and I think that is very important to the show. That has not changed, and I think it's one of the, it's what makes our guests also very comfortable here and Open Your Eyes. So that they have a chance to dialogue with the people, with the host, and I think you don't get that everywhere else. And so I enjoy every bit. One of my happiest moments, I would say, would be when we used to do things, or when Channel 5 does things with children. I think that's extremely important. Obviously, as a woman, I have to say, when there are things happening, when there are issues that involve women promoting gender, but certainly Channel 5 is a family. And so having spent that time here, I think we connected well, the staff connected well, and also the station, the programming, connected with the people, and I think you can't go wrong with that. Everything is a challenge. When you want to produce the best, it is a challenge. It is not easy. I found that perhaps one was the most difficult period, and I'm not going to get political, but I thought one of the most difficult period in the life of Open Your Eyes when I was here. What I was at the time of the nationalization, when Channel 5, of course, was not nationalized, but certainly we could not access government officials. So we lost that opportunity. But fortunately, we were able to get back on our feet and do other things that were extremely important for the country and for our viewers. And eventually then tables turned and we were able to resume the communication with the government, and I think that is very critical for any country, that your government explains what they're doing. I'm talking today about Open Your Eyes because that was our creation at the time, and I say we because even though it was my idea, it was a team effort that has put that show together and made it the success that it is today. 13 years is a long time for a show that is still going on, extremely relevant, even today. Very, very informational, very educational. And I think over the years, there have been changes in formatting, but it has still remained the best show in the morning, bar none. I think it's because of the host. Marlene has a great role to play in that, and so does Isani, and so does Paul, and everybody else that would join that team. And of course, there's the technical staff, and the producer, of course. So it's a teamwork that puts that show together, and I want to wish Open Your Eyes a very, very happy anniversary. I'm delighted to have been part of that program for so long as well. So kudos to everybody who continues to work to make our show in the morning the best, and I still watch Open Your Eyes every morning, bar none. So happy anniversary again, and of course, all the success going forward.
Well, you better be watching Open Your Eyes every morning, right? But that was wonderful to hear her reflection there. We're going to keep things moving this morning, and we're going to hear from my former host of Open Your Eyes, he was with us in the beginning, big part of the planning phase as well.
Yeah.
My TV husband for 8 years,
Yeah.
until he left me. You know, it happens.
Hi, Andre.
Yeah, I tell you, divorce is brutal, right?
And then he said, you know
But
what,
you
pick
know,
up John.
I get so many replacements.
But he's sleek. He would tell you in the morning time, I just get ready. I never look in the mirror, but this is just who I am. With a big personality, ladies and gentlemen, here is William Neal.
I'm William Neal, and I was a host or co-host on Open Your Eyes from its inception to about 2017. It was a great opportunity really to work with the Channel 5 team to not only develop but shape Open Your Eyes from its inception. From making decisions like adding in the eye opener to deciding on the format that we actually did not want a call-in show to make sure that we were content driven and that guests were given an opportunity to really discuss in detail without interruptions, no offense to callers, but without interruptions, the full breadth of what they came to air with us. Being a host on Open Your Eyes was definitely an opportunity to grow. It afforded me a unique opportunity to not only be a participator, but be a witness to history. From the signing of the compromise in Washington to following Belize on, a sports trek, whether it was basketball or football, from Mexico to the US, it was just a great opportunity to really grow and to report and to inform Belizeans with a unique Belizean perspective. I love the opportunity to host, including going to places like Trinidad for the Summit of the Americas. It was just a unique opportunity to grow and become more informed. And it's almost as if though you're attending university, but never, ever quitting because you learn on a daily basis. Perhaps the most difficult part of it would be definitely around election times when everything that you did became political. That made it hard because then you're less yourself and you're more conscious of the sensibilities. When it comes to perhaps the most memorable show, for me, I like the arts. So I would say it would probably travel down one of those roads. From interviewing Siaga's daughter, about the book and talking about putting life in context, because that's a huge thing for me. I think when it comes to sometimes it was just the simple shows, where you'd go into a community in Belize and you get an opportunity to broadcast live. November 19th, of course, because that's so close to our anniversary itself, was one of the times that you definitely get an opportunity to be a front line spectator and you get to ask questions. People are more open to you. And I think what made it memorable for me is not a particular show, but the fact that you were embraced by so many Belizeans, regardless of where you went in the country. I don't know if I've had an embarrassing moment on television per se, because I think I don't take myself seriously. So, I laugh in every situation and through every situation. There were so many opportunities where we did karate, yoga. I think maybe if I could think about, we had some guys come in. I don't remember if it was for karate or something. And I think one of them picked me on the crowd, and it was like so fast. Juan, as a matter of fact, he spoke to me about it the other day. I think that was perhaps one of the moments where I had to question seriously, why am I doing this? Really? On television? But like I said, it was not embarrassing. It was really a humbling experience, and yet another opportunity to grow. As Open Your Eyes moves into its lucky 13th year, I'd like to wish my TV family, because we were a team, but we were also very close friends. Marlene was my TV wife. And I just want to wish them all the best, that they continue to strive to reach new heights and continue to let people see the good that happens in and around Belize. Best of luck, team. Continue for another 100 years. And hopefully, at some point, I will come back. Like Arnold, I'll be back.
The next 100 years. I certainly wouldn't survive that. But great to hear from him and from our first co-host to our first producer.
Charmaine, yes, with a lot of creativity, a great personality, and she knows what she's doing.
I'll say one thing, you know, with Charmaine's energy in the morning,
To
I
God.
barely even needed coffee because she was just someone who got in here and got things
Charmaine
done,
is
and
tough,
she was
yeah.
fantastic.
Indeed.
Really a fun personality to have around in the morning, and so she was with us again. These people, we all sat around a table and we decided what the show would be 13 years ago, and so this morning we are giving them a chance to be able to reflect on that because their involvement is pivotal to where we are today.
Indeed.
And so let's hear from the first producer of Open Your Eyes, Charmaine Garcia.
Hi, I'm Charmaine Garcia. I was privileged to be one of the first producers of Open Your Eyes morning show, a job that was very prestigious, if I could use that word. It came with several challenges because it was the first, it was the baby of all the morning shows in Belize. This was a new venture for Channel 5, and you had to get your respect. So you had to work hard for the respect. It was new. It was a different style of show because it was originally set out to be a magazine type show where we would have guests, features, or shows. Topics were not going to be what was current issues, but we created issues, or we highlighted stuff that needed highlighting in Belize. I remember we had a week-long discussion on the Oasis, the adjacency zone, the borders, people coming across from the borders. These were new conversations for me. And so having to find our guests, dealing with people who I've never heard of before, it was a joy to produce such a show, but it also brought in challenges because a lot of people were kind of skeptical about coming on the show. Like, you know, they were used to the shows that were already there and the type of conversations that we were having. So we had to really work hard to get some respect for the show. And I think we did a wonderful job because we had standards. The show was not just about the host or the CEO or the producer, it was or the director, you know, it was an entire crew who came together and decided what our month would look like. Part of what made the morning show, the Open Your Eyes morning show, so dynamic was working with a professional team or behind the scenes crew, the cameramen and the director. They supported you. No idea you gave them, they said couldn't be done. There were several challenges, as I mentioned. There were guests who were difficult to get. I remembered, I have to say that I've learned so much working on Open Your Eyes. I've learned to be stern because we had a CEO who was very stern. And she, you know, if I had a guest, you work so hard to get these guests, and the show was made up about, it's all about guests, you know. And so last minute, maybe the morning of the show, you had a cancellation, and the guests not understanding the value, the worth of them being here on the show, and what, you know, how the situation when they put us in. In terms of my most memorable guest, I would say meeting Lord Ashcroft, having him on the show. I never thought in my wildest dreams I would meet Lord Ashcroft, and I did. I got to put on his makeup. He was very humorous. And then one of my worst moments was during the show, and we had wonderful guests on. We had guests from foreign, actual movie producers, and I tumbled. My heels got hooked in the carpet, afraid, and I toppled over, foot in the air. Of course, I told him I was auditioning for a stunt. You know, there were really great moments working on Open Your Eyes, a lesson that will last me a lifetime, you know, and I have to say huge thank you for the opportunity to produce such a wonderful show. It's been an amazing, a wonderful 13 years for Open Your Eyes. You know, I'm so proud to know that I was a part of what is. And hey, kudos, hats off to the entire crew, the hosts, everybody behind the scenes here who has made Open Your Eyes what it is. And of course, to our wonderful guests and viewers over the years. All the best. Yay to 13!
Okay, so I told you all about the tiger. You didn't believe me.
Yeah,
There
we
was
saw
a
the tiger.
on a little chain. I don't know what we were thinking.
That was thinking.
Yeah, that might be our
tigers,
special
there were
guest next
snakes,
week.
there was all kind of things.
Yeah, birds.
Look, I haven't been here on any episodes for one of those, so.
We'll get you a tiger.
No,
Yeah.
Shanice
Yeah.
is fine. You can keep that. You can save all of those for John
We
and
should, right?
Marlene.
We should.
So we look back and we want to take a look at a bit of what we have been doing. And as you said, the interesting thing about doing the show is that we try to cater to many different audiences, and there are persons who are very much interested in hearing about what is happening in the country. So what we're gonna do is take a break, and when we come back, we are going to be talking to some of the guests that we've had featured prominently over the past few years, especially the past few years with the pandemic, talking about how using the show as a platform has assisted them in their mission. So we'll have that when we come back. Some real familiar faces here.
Yep.
And you can stay tuned for that and much more of our 13th anniversary celebration.
We have been a partner with Smart for over 10 plus years. We have a full Smart plan we use as our major driver for our business. We have a service that rolls over in that if you call one and it is busy, it rolls over to the next line. So once you call us, you can get us at any time. Before we got this Smart service, we were paying upwards of nearly $2,000 in phone bills. Since we've had our Smart service, we pay an average of about $600. So we've had tremendous saving, more than 50%. For the businesses, if you want to save money, switch to Smart because it is far more cost effective and the service is excellent.
Smart continues to be innovative in bringing new technology and meaningful savings during these challenging times to businesses across Belize. Sign up for our VoIP technology or broadband packages and save more.
Good morning, sweetie. It's time for school.
Are you a teacher or public sector employee who is thinking of owning your new home? Get the keys to your new home with Belize Bank's all-inclusive mortgage, the best financing option in Belize for your new home purchase or construction. Inclusive of all mortgage-related fees, no down payment, affordable terms, amazingly low interest rates. Visit our nearest branch to speak to one of our financial advisors to discuss how you can be one step closer to owning your new home. Some conditions apply.
How can we support the emotional well-being of older adults during COVID-19? During the COVID-19 pandemic, and particularly while in quarantine, individuals, including older adults, may become more anxious, angry, stressed, agitated, or withdrawn, especially those who need healthcare assistance or have cognitive decline or dementia. Here are 4 strategies that can help you in supporting an older adult during this difficult time. 1. Communicate information and listen. Present with accurate, simple, and accessible information and facts about the COVID-19 outbreak, its progression, treatment, and effective strategies to prevent infection. Listen patiently to their needs and concerns. For older people with mild cognitive impairment or early stages of dementia, inform them of what is happening within their capacity and provide support to ease their anxiety and stress. 2. Promote positive mental and emotional health. Provide access to available mental health and psychosocial support services, also known as MHPSS services, for older adults and communicate when and how they can access them. Help older people keep regular routines and schedules as much as possible. You can also help them create new ones, including regular exercising, cleaning, daily chores, singing, painting, or other activities. Facilitate regular communication between older adults and their friends and families. 3. Help with medical needs. Make sure that older adults have at least up to 1 month of all the regular medicines that they may require. Explain how to use protective devices in a clear, concise way. Always be respectful and patient. 4. Assist with daily activities. Provide older people with details related to how and where they can get practical help if needed, like calling a taxi, dropping off supplies, having groceries delivered, and requesting medical care, as well as information on any locally available social support programs and services. For more information, consult the webpage of the Pan American Health Organization, www.paho.org/coronavirus.
Accidents on the job can result in a loss of life, which is devastating. If your loved one dies as a result of a work-related accident, you may be able to receive a death benefit from the Social Security Board. Death benefit is paid to a widow or widower, children under 18 years, or up to 21 years if attending school, or dependent parents. Death benefit is a monthly payment paid to the dependents of the deceased. Dependents receive the death benefit for life from the date of their loved one's death or until they no longer meet eligibility. Want to know more about death benefit? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
And we're back.
Just like that 13 years by of Open Your Eyes, it is our anniversary special.
Yeah.
Indeed. And we've got some special folks in with us this morning. Gav, who do we have lined up, sir?
Yep, we are taking a moment to appreciate some of our most frequent guests, but who have also had important contributions during this time, especially during the pandemic. They've all had important roles to play, and they've been kind enough to come on our show several times to share with us and to share with you a lot of the work that they do. So joining us this morning for our first conversation, we have Nurse Casilda Bowman, who is the head nurse of the COVID unit at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. We also have the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, and joining us via Zoom, we have Diane Mejia, the CEO with the Ministry of Education. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. We're going to celebrate today.
Yes, and thanks for coming in and celebrating with us.
We'll sneak you the champagne when we're done talking to you, right?
Wow, but I'll tell you what, it's so nice to have you guys in. This is a celebration that we couldn't pass without not having you guys, especially in light of how things are in today's world. You guys are always on the front line. So are you, CEO in the Ministry of Education, that you guys are always out there. You guys are always trying to advocate so that people can live a better life. And I'd like to start with the questions. In my mind, I start with the questions. So check this out. the importance, especially in today's day and age, the importance of your role as frontline workers. Let's start with you, Kompo.
Well, I do believe that as the Chief Law Enforcement Officer in the country, I do have a very important role to play. The people do expect to hear from the police in terms of what we're doing. And I've always said that I, as the head, I am accountable to the people. And one way by which I can account to the people is using the media. And Channel 5, Open Your Eye in particular, have been very helpful to us in terms of getting our message across to the people. And so we're grateful from its inception with Marlene and William. I have been a guest on this show. That's quite a number of years, and even before I became the commissioner.
Right.
And I told my CEO yesterday that I was going on Open Your Eyes because they're celebrating the 13th anniversary, and they have invited me as one of the guests, and he was so jealous. He said, well, I was a co-host and they didn't invite me. And I said, well, you're not as good looking as I am. So
I want to throw in there, because you and our former co-host, now CEO Arthur, you had some real interesting, I had to mediate some of those conversations.
I had
too. But you kept on coming back.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. All right, and so of course the same for you, nurse. What is the importance of your job, especially in today's day and age?
Okay, well, it's important that as we provide care and all that we are doing, that the public actually gets some sort of information on what we can do to help, the general public, to decrease the amount of hospitalization as much as we can. So the more information we can push out there, the better it is to help everybody. Because the main thing is we want to get out of this pandemic. And unfortunately, I'm a nurse and not a public relations person, so being on air is something that is very scary, and I freak out every single time I have to come on any show, because I'm wondering if I'm going to be on TikTok or I'm going to
You get used to it.
One thing is important that I recognize through all of that is that, I stop and I say, it's important to get all the information, to encourage people as much as possible. Listen, you don't want to be in one of my beds. And so this is what you need to do. And so this is important. I'm glad that I got a chance to come in and share as much as I can with you guys and the general public.
Yeah, I remember, and I think that was one of the reflections I had, Nurse Bowman, when you came in to share specifically the experiences of nurses. That was such a powerful interview. And you said you were done with media interviews. I know our producer, Shanice Middleton, is particularly persistent. But I think that that's one of the things that I always reflect on, that you see the media, Open Your Eyes, especially with our conversations, as a conduit to help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Tell us a bit about the impact after that interview when you shared the nurses' plight.
Oh man, after I shared what we're going through as nurses, what the patients are going through, it was phenomenal. We got so much love from the general public. We got showered with food. We got food from everywhere, which of course was very touching to people, the nurses who are really working hard, putting their life daily, day in, day out on the line to serve, because that's what we're there for, to serve our general public, to provide care, to provide a little bit of love, in the midst of that, and so that we of course get a better outcome. And it was great. I loved it. I really understood the importance of it after that, because trust me, I never wanted to do anything that has to do with that. I never.
No more media, is it?
No more. I think the producer contacted me a couple times, and I tried every way of getting out of it.
Yeah.
But I realized that people were able to really see what we were going through. Really understand that it's a lot. When we're going there, we're seeing patients are dying in front of us, and giving them the information to equip them to be better, better equipped to not, expose themselves, understanding why the vaccines are important, understanding why not gathering is important, so that you don't contract the virus. And actually, reflecting, I was like, tomorrow makes 1 year I contracted COVID.
Wow.
Wow. And I said to myself, man, I'm privileged to be here, privileged to serve.
Indeed.
And I want to do the most, as much as I can, to save as much as I can. All right. And that means coming here.
She's like,
the camera.
Yeah, we do have some more questions to share with you guys, to get some answers from you guys. But we want to bring CEO Mejia in. I feel you've got a tough job as well, and the reason being is because you're one of the people who are actually making decisions when it comes to school. They're like, I wonder if we should, I wonder if we shouldn't. You know, so CEO Mejia, the importance of your role during this pandemic.
Well, I think that there's something in common that I share with with Nurse Bowman and with our Compol, is that we recognize the importance of sharing the information.
Yeah.
Our goal ultimately is to be able to have students return to the classrooms safely, to have teachers return to the classroom safely. And we recognize that that's not possible if we don't share information. You know, ultimately the way for us to combat the pandemic is gonna be with behaviors. So we absolutely have to reiterate the message of the 3 W's. We need to wear our masks properly. We need to sanitize our hands frequently. We need to watch our distance. You know, we've added to that message that we need to get vaccinated. The more we can say this message, the more frequently, in as many ways as possible, in as many environments as possible, that's really what is the most powerful thing that we can do right now to try to achieve that ultimate goal of returning to school safely. So, I mean, every time, you know, your persistent producer has gotten me here, that's really why I've been here, because I know that that's what we need to do. You know, we want to return. We recognize, you know, how much our students are losing out. And we know that the pandemic isn't going to magically disappear. So we have to, again, wear our masks properly, wash or sanitize our hands frequently, and watch our distance. And if we're not vaccinated, we need to get vaccinated so that we can mitigate the effects of the pandemic. That's what I have to say every single time. You know, everything that we do has to revolve around that. Our procedures, our processes, everything that happens is within that context. How do we get everyone back safely? You know, we're taking baby steps, and that's really all we can. Our colleagues at the Ministry of Health and Wellness have really gotten us to understand. We fully support all the efforts that are happening there, and we know that we need to do this gradually. We need to be safe. We need to be measured in our work.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's really what it's about.
I'd want to shift to something lighter, because before your role as CEO, we had some really enjoyable shows with you when you were the principal of Horizon Academy, and you used to bring the kids in and we used to have a whole lot of fun. Talk to us about the experience from their point of view. What was the impact on the children with their involvement on television?
Oh, that was awesome. I mean, I feel that the more relevant and experience-based that we can make education, the more lasting the benefits are. And so every single time we were able to be on the show with the kids, we left with young people who were a little bit more confident, who were a little bit more poised. You know, they were so excited, whether it was, you know, we were working towards a culture day, and, you know, or we were working towards a Kids at Work Expo. So maybe they were showing in whatever way what they learned. The ultimate goal there was that they left better speakers. They were better thinkers, because you guys would ask them questions and they had to think on their feet. You know, they got to be able to display what they were learning and, you know, show their own capacity. And so, you know, looking back, sometimes it seems like a lifetime ago. But I know that your show really has done a lot to support the growth of the students who have been on it. And I'm sure this is not just for Horizon Academy students. I'm sure that's for all the young people who have been guests on your show. You know, you helped them to blossom. As you have grown, so have they.
Sweet. Well, you know, speaking of thinking on your feet, I want to ask you, the commissioner especially, you know,
we don't want to fall asleep on we're right? Because this isn't the usual type of interview we have with him.
Right? Better. That is why I'm going to ask, how do you prepare when you come on the show, and especially times when there may be difficult times and you know that you don't know what we're going to ask, and you know that there's a lot of times, especially in your job, there could be criticism of what you do, and you know, you don't necessarily know what is coming at you. So how do you prepare for coming on a show like ours?
Well, it's not really difficult. I've always said that honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
And as long as you know the truth and you stick to the truth, then you have nothing to hide. As much as I know many times we say things, and because the public have their own perception or their own opinion, they don't believe what we're saying. But it's the truth. And so there is not much preparation. As the commissioner, I try to be informed as to what is taking place across the country. It is difficult, but I find a way to do it. I read every CITRIP, I read every blog, I get calls from commanders, I ask questions to make sure that I get the right information. So if the media should confront me, I will know exactly what to say.
Yeah.
And maybe perhaps some of the things I might say might not be true, but it does not mean that I am the one lying. I am basing what I'm said based on what I was briefed by the commanders out there. And so it wasn't difficult. I know, like Marlene said, when my CEO was here, and many a times we clashed over legal issues. And for that, then I have to take my mind back to last school and into cases, and you know the thing, Gavin. And so for him, yes, when he was here, it was a challenge. And I must say he still maintained that same position as the CEO. Always asking questions, want to know why this, want to know why that. And it helps you to develop. It also helps you to be more informed and to be more prepared, because you never know what he's going to ask, right? So for me, it's not difficult at all. I just come and I speak of what I know.
Easy. So Nurse Bowman, I heard the CEO, the compul on that, and it just prompted me to ask you this: while we're in tough times and you're seeing patients losing lives and family not able to actually see their loved one before they move, how do you prepare to hold emotions back when you get on here?
It's hard because, like, I was in the chair waiting and I was like, okay, no crying today, no, like, just think about something else. You know, because like, it's getting harder. It's really getting harder. I remember last week I text Dr. Koyi saying I can't do this anymore. You know, and so it's having to prepare yourself to hold back, to not be honest, because if I'm honest about what really is happening, sometimes it brings emotions, and it's not all the time you want to have to bring all that emotions, you know, but it's hard to you know, hold back sometimes, because I feel it, you know, like I was at work last night and a patient died and I was like it physically hurts. You know, you understand? So to be here to, you know, to encourage the public, you know, it's hard to, you know, contain all of that. So even though I prepare myself to try to contain it, sometimes it doesn't always work. You know, but
my question for you is, as a frontliner, you said it clearly, like, you're not the PR for the hospital, but you chose to step forward. And a lot of times people know, have an understanding and something that they want to share with the public or need to share with the public, but they don't take that step to use platforms like this. We know, we ask, and they're like, oh no, I don't want to talk. Yes, this to happen, but I don't want to talk. What for you made you realize that coming to the media and sharing your perspective directly from the COVID unit as a nurse, as the head nurse, that was something you could do?
I think the interview that I did with you guys really opened my eyes.
We love that.
Really made me understand the importance of really getting the information out there, because I mean, people really didn't know. People really didn't have a understanding, a true picture of, yes, people are seeing numbers, but numbers doesn't equate to what the experience is happening. And when people really get to see and to feel or to get a little image of what is happening in there, you start to think a little bit wiser. You start to question your movements, you know, and for me that was helpful. You know, for me, I got a lot of good feedback that, you know, it's important that people see and hear what is happening so that we can get out of this. Because for a long time, I mean, before I actually made any media appearance, we were already in a whole year into it, and I didn't see the end of it. I really didn't see the end of it, you know, and so I realized that there's something. We made sure that we could have done everything on our part to get what we need prepared, but the general public didn't get that same equipment. And so the equipment was me getting out the information, understanding what is happening, understanding the importance of vaccination, understanding the importance of, listen, the government is not putting all these regulations it's for a good reason. You understand? And so it's important that we listen and we get the information out. So that's why I decided to do it even after the TikTok.
When they tell you were fake news, right?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
You guys get memed quite often, right? So that was the first experience for you that made you didn't want to come back.
Oh my goodness, I was.
Thousands of memes of myself.
Oh yeah.
And when I see, I just make fun of them.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
People say, but what if they meme you? I'm like,
If they meme you, they meme you. You only get meme if you're important.
You understand?
I know. I'll say this, memes happen.
Memes happen, yeah. But you know, I want to, and finally for me, I want to jump to the CEO with this one. You guys, and this is all about preparation of being on the show. CEO, you guys went out on a limb and you know, tried to bring classes back. While you try to do that, some teachers are actually falling ill. How do you prepare, especially in terms of having to deal with that and then trying to weigh mine again on reopening schools? What's the preparation like for this?
Jesus, all the time. It's never ending.
Yeah.
We just really have to appreciate how important these decisions are and understand that everything is connected, you know. So, you know, one of the things I think I've shared this with you guys already, that we have a GIS hub set up that helps us to track where the numbers are highest in different areas. We have a COVID report form set up now so that whenever there are cases in schools that they can be reported, it comes to us at the Ministry of Education. It also goes to the Ministry of Health. We need systems in place because we know that COVID isn't going to go away. So we have to be able to respond appropriately. Having higher numbers in one area doesn't necessarily mean that the COVID numbers are high everywhere. We need to be careful no matter where we are. Yeah. We need to be mindful of our COVID protocols no matter where we are. And so we have to be able to respond appropriately wherever the situation is. Our country is blessed and it's so broad-based. We have schools in every district, in every municipality, obviously. So just because the COVID numbers are high in one area, this is one of the things that we have to work toward, where, you know, we can allow a school to be open. We can have that school begin to return safely, following the protocols, being measured. There's no school that's open right now that is open under pre-pandemic conditions. Yeah. Okay, everyone that's open right now, the classes are staggered, the groups are smaller, protocols are in place. We have to continue to behave in this very careful way. When we listen to people like Nurse Bowman, there is no other choice for us. But we also have to remember that we have so many children at home who have lost so much in the past year and a half. So our decisions have to be careful. They have to consider really the two sides of the equation. How do we do what is best for the education system? How do we continue to ensure the provision of adequate educational services, especially for those most vulnerable populations who have lost so much in the past year and a half? And how do we do it in a way that's safe and responsible? It may mean that there are some schools in some communities that need to be completely remote because of the COVID situation in their area.
Yeah.
But it also will mean that there are some schools in other areas that don't need to do that.
Yeah.
And we have to be open. This, I've said it over and over again, this is not a one-size-fits-all situation. We can't have blanket rules that will apply to everyone all the time. We must be flexible.
Yeah, and I'm sure it takes a lot of creativity as well. Speaking of which, we got a creativity challenge for you guys.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
so I told you about it.
There's moments
I don't know how to dance. I'm sure Miss Bowman don't know to dance.
So, where is
we will walk out.
We got Chef Quilin lined up. He's good at drumming. He's gonna, yeah. All right.
I'm so sorry.
They are ready to go there and jump off the chair.
Look at that.
You and Manny could take the lead.
Oh man, we did all the time.
All right, but we're not gonna put you on the spot like that. But we are gonna ask you a question, and time to be a creative and think on your feet again. So, wanted to know if
Just a rapid
this show
response.
was not called Open Your Eyes, what would you name it?
5.
Meet the challenge.
There we go. That's a good one.
What about you, CEO? She didn't hear. Nurse Bowman?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, guys. This is, you asked about the name?
Yeah. What would you name it?
So I thought about this just now. And okay, so I don't know if I have an answer for you, but I do want to kind of take you back in history. You remember the radio? Well, okay, so technically we won't remember because I'm sure I'm not old enough, but we've learned about this, that there was a radio show on the old Radio Belize called Wake Up and Work.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, we remember learning about it. We don't remember because we were part of it, right?
I heard about it, yeah.
But, you know, I do want to say on the occasion of your anniversary that there is a parallel between the Wake Up and Work and the Open Your Eyes name. And this is the English teacher in me coming out. They're both commands. They're telling people what to do. They're not just stating something. And I think that's important. You're saying open your eyes. Every time we hear the name of your show, you're telling someone something. And it's an important message. You know, this is why the three of us as guests, this is why we're here, because we want to share information that will open eyes. And I think in the same vein as the Wake Up and Work all those years ago, we need to make sure that whatever we do, we are sending positive messages. We need our people right now to keep their eyes open, and we still need them to wake up and work. Whatever we do, wherever we are, we need to be working. There's a lot of important work that needs to be done in this country.
Well said.
So, I don't know what your name would be.
She like it the way
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
Yeah. And Nurse Bowman?
Yes.
What you come up with?
She took my time.
What about open your mind?
Open your mind. Yeah. All right, good. So we made the rebranding, and then we'll have to, give you some royalties there.
That was a fun segment, guys. The 13 years of Open Your Eyes, starting with all the fun there is. We're so thankful that we could have been joined by the CEO in the Ministry of Education, CEO Diane Mejia. Of course, we want to say a big thank you to Compul Chester Williams, and of course, the nurse Casilda Bowman, head nurse at the KHMH COVID unit. Guys, thank you so very much for joining us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you for the work that you do, most importantly, and always remembering that we are the conduit to the public and we help you get information out. We appreciate it. We do have a gift for you, of course. Our friends at Sancas and at Full Tech Systems are partnering with us to ensure
So I get a
that
computer today from Full Tech?
I'll give you the number and you just double check what that is, right?
Dean Fuller, send my computer.
And a platter from Chef Roger. Oh man, now I'm jealous.
Yeah, things with you.
I'll trade you the computer for the platter. But thank you all, because we appreciate you coming in. We appreciate you saying yes and understanding the work that we do here.
All right,
Stay
thank you so very
safe
much.
and keep up the great work.
Can I say one thing before?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so guys, please remember, this is one thing that I think I'm supposed to do. Please get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated as yet, please get informed and make the right choice. Remember, in life, there's no risk-free choices. So anything we do has a risk. So please make sure we get vaccinated, get your booster shot, and even with that, don't stop relaxing the measures.
All right.
All right?
All right, so there we go. We're about to take a break. When we come back, of course, we've got much more. It's the 13th year of Open Your Eyes. We've got an interactive sessions. We've got the flip the script. What are those? We'll tell you when we come back. What?
Working off-site doesn't mean you have to be off your game. Studies have shown that simply adding a keyboard and mouse to your laptop increases productivity by 26%. Add a monitor and you'll be 35% more productive. At Fulltech Systems, we have what you need to enhance your remote work or e-learning experience. With devices such as headsets, video conferencing monitors, webcams, keyboards, mice, docking stations, all with the brands you trust. Keep connected with collaboration tools like Microsoft 365 Suite and Kaspersky and perform efficiently no matter where you are. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
Hi, I'm Chef Sean Quillen. I love cooked fish fillet, and I prefer to get my fish straight at the fish market right at Kongsel Bay. But you see, sometimes you come out here and you don't know what you're getting. The fish has no label, it has no patch of skin. But don't worry about it. I am here today to teach you how to avoid fish fraud. When purchasing your fillet, remember to look out for the patch of skin required by law. Or you could tell them by the physical characteristics. Long and slender, barracuda. Nice white meat, hagfish. The deep bloodline from the bow to the stand, that is jack. When buying in bulk or buying out of a bag, make sure to inspect each fillet individually to avoid what we call in a Creole, pussy in a bag. What a pussy in a bag? Fraud. If that's not the help you, because even for me as a professional chef at this man for 40 years, that's really challenging. All I could tell you is buy from a reputable source or buy it whole. And if all of that's not available to you, just go to fishrighteatright.com and we at Oceana have a fish identification chart. Because guess where you're going here now? We talk about bloodline just now one thing, and that's a snapper, right? Classic snapper. What kind of snapper this?
This is Nurse Shark.
Nurse Shark. Highly illegal. No make they trick you, no make you buy pussy in a bag. Do the right thing. Fish right, eat right.
At Fuse Bistro Limited, we care about the well-being of your family and the environment. Our Euro Caribbean style restaurant features a wide variety of tropical lunches, gourmet dinners, Fuse granola, organic coffee, infused sangrias, margaritas, and martinis, and much more for you to enjoy. Find our organic food products at Belizon, Bistro, Grab on the Go, and stores in San Ignacio and Santa Elena. WhatsApp us at 624-0500 for deliveries. Fused Bistro Limited, pure and natural.
And we're back.
Just like that, we are back and we're moving into another segment here on our 13th anniversary special of Open Your Eyes. Are you ready, Gav? You ready?
Oh,
you look like you're ready.
For sure. We know what's going on.
Ma, are you ready?
Of course.
All right, Chef Quillen, you ready?
Yes, bro. I don't know where it happened.
Kaya, you ready?
Ready.
Oh, this is Open Your Eyes.
So
Things happen.
let me start off with what I was saying, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we do the serious topics, the pandemic, education, crime, and national security.
Mhm.
And then we always balance it off with food and culture and sports. And the challenge I have with you two together is one thing. Sean makes us fat, and then Kaya Ken with your fat. So I don't know how this will work.
But guys, good morning. It's nice to have you in Kaya Katoos, in with our special guest, and of course, Chef Sean Quillen.
Yes, sir.
Welcome with us this morning, guys. How are you today?
We good. I'm good.
All is well.
What is up?
Nice weather.
I know, right?
No hop up weather.
But in this segment, it's all about being interactive. And the first thing we're going to do, I think we're supposed to be getting some photos on this. And then, of course, we'll be giving you a description of how we feel about what we're seeing on this on the screen. So let's do it. Shans, we ready? All right, here we go.
I hosted a load. Hey, today's the day I'm trying not to cry. But this was really a very intense interview. It was with a young man who is living with HIV, and he came on the show to share with us what it is like to be an HIV positive person openly in this country, and the challenges that he faced in getting work and keeping work. But he was so optimistic and so positive about being able to ensure that he kept the message going about being safe and protecting yourself from HIV. So that was really a powerful interview.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Gav. Oh.
Yeah, this was actually shortly after I started. Actually, I was still pretty new, and we went to Belmopan. That was for the first Children's Parliament. I think. Yes, and so we went to Belmopan the day they were hosting the Parliament, and we had the show live from there. So I remember we had to leave. I don't know. We all had to leave here about like 5:30 in the morning or whatever. Drive to Belmopan. And interviewing the kids was really fun. We had it out there, and we interviewed some of the children parliamentarians. And it was a great show, hearing their perspective and you know, seeing that they were so excited to prepare. So yeah, that was a really fun show. I like that one.
Gives me an opportunity to say we're going to be doing it again on Saturday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're going to have a special edition Children's Day show where we start off the Children's Parliament on Saturday.
Oh wow, on a Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, next pick. Let's see what's gonna happen here. And this one, of course, with Ms. Schumann. Honestly, whenever she comes around, I try to be as attentive as possible.
Yeah.
Because when you listen to her speak, you know that there is a lot that you must grasp from her. It's not if you want, they're like, well, must. And you know, she's lovely, she's beautiful, she's very strong, and of course, she's a definition of you know, a woman with strength. You know, and on this particular segment, I was just there to grasp whatever she had to throw out, and then listening to her along with Marlene. You can't beat that, you know? And so therefore, this was a great segment. I really and truly loved it.
I do enjoy interviewing her. I think it's one of those things that you know you're getting really great information out to the public. This was, of course, on the ICJ education sessions.
She's not afraid to be challenged, and she's not afraid to challenge you. Thank you, Ms. Schumann. Next pick.
Who's this? Oh!
Anyone in the guys? I wasn't here.
Yes. That was when we got vaccinated live on
second
air.
Shot,
when Channel 5 crew got their second shot. I remember that show. Because I had gotten it a little bit after you guys, so I wasn't participating in there. But I remember Dwayne especially was super nervous. It was really, and I remember him saying that he like before we started, he was like, I don't know if I could do this on air. I want to run away. I want all kind of thing. But he made it through. So that was a fun. I remember that.
I was jealous, man. I watched that one. I was like, man, I want my second shot of COVID vaccine. And I'm not an injection guy. You know, they dig me. But nonetheless, I had to be strong for it. Next one.
Oh, that's Candice.
Candice Gibson. All right. Belizean journalist, of course. He reconnected with Belize. And we have had him on the show quite a bit. I can't remember what this was. This the coffee spill one?
I don't remember. What I remember again,
he comes in, he breaks chairs, he spills coffee.
I remember the break
He's always a whole lot of fun.
One of the things I remember, this was also one of the ones that when I just started to be on the show regularly, and what I remember about this interview is that in the beginning, like he kind of flipped the switch and started asking me questions about starting the show. And I had to be like, well, we're here to talk to you. So I had to switch.
So you heard it back.
Yeah, so I remember that.
All right, next pick.
That would be...
This is actually the Father's Day special. Yes. So let me comment on this one. Now, you know, being in a Father's Day special... I don't want to do that
again. Can I say that? I don't want to judge people's cooking. I don't know how you do it. I can't do it. Because they're all there and they work so hard and you're like...
You don't know which one to, you know, and you want to make everybody feel... Yeah. But this was a great show. It's a great... definition of what or who fathers are supposed to be, whether being that you've got stepchildren or you've got your own children, but they were all great, and you know, having conversations with them, it was inspirational. It was a great moment with these guys. I really and truly love that segment. Great
all right, let's go. Next one. We gotta speed it up. Gavin.
Okay, so this was the obedience dog training. I remember that.
Is this what made you get a puppy?
I think I had already gotten puppy Sultan by this time. But I remember there were several dogs in the studio, right? And so these were just the two that was on the air. And the other ones were like kind of making a lot of noise and running around in the background, from what I recall. So it was a difficult segment because the ones that we were holding were also responding to the ones there.
Oh my God!
But she was explaining how to train the dog for obedience. So the one she was holding was very good, but everybody else was kind of going crazy.
Well, yeah,
I remember.
Let's just be honest. If there's a dog on set, I lose all concentration.
Period. Yes, like, yes, like, we know. Lover of dogs. Next picture.
Just my favorite,
love it.
favorite show ever. This is actually 13 years old as well.
Yes.
So this started the first summer when Open Your Eyes started. I think I've said it a lot. I used to work with kids. I wanted to integrate it into the show, and so I wanted to do a talent competition. So Summerfest was my baby for many, many, many years, and I've handed it over. This was the first one Shanice did, I remember. And it was just a phenomenal show. It's a great way to celebrate talent, give children a platform to just really show how amazing they are. And yeah, we had some superstars on that show. Even our kid host, which we recruited
AJ and Noelle,
this year,
indeed.
AJ and Noelle will be taking over for us, I'm sure, very soon.
Sometime soon,
Yeah.
they'll be taking care over for us. And we move on now into this one. This one is with Yadi. You know, I was watching an interview with him last night. It was just so funny, so ironic. And it was myself alone on the show that particular day. It's always a scary time because I love being in her company, love being in Gabs. So sitting down with Yadi, he's a very comical guy. And then his manager is somebody from London. He's from Jamaica. How you mix that, you know? But very good, very comical, great show.
All right.
We have more?
Are we done? Oh, we're done.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. All right, good. So we can bring it back over to our guests now. None of you were featured there. We have many times with you. But I want to start off, just tell me, what's your favorite memory of being on Open Your Eyes? You've been, it can be a good one, a tough one. Let's start with you, Kaya.
I have a lot of memories on being on Open Your Eyes. I think I come to the show once a month. It's very often. Open Your Eyes is my favorite morning show because you just get to come here and sit and be yourself and communicate with people who have, you know, a good idea, a good grasp, a good understanding of exactly what it is you're trying to bring across.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can just be comfortable and explain to the public exactly what it is you're doing, what it is you're planning to do.
Sean?
So I don't have a good memory, I have a bad memory.
Oh, well, tell me.
Well, when the first time I came on Open Air, it was a Christmas, Marlene, you know, and nervous.
Your first TV appearance.
My first TV appearance ever. I always say Marlene has always been my first. But nervous, I did tremble, it was terrible.
I had to help him stuff the turkey.
Really? Yeah, it was the whole segment and it was terrible.
Real, man?
And then Marlene told me, you know, after I did the commercial, he said, but if you're always nervous, it's like you care, because I kept coming back.
Yeah.
And the nerves nobody come off. Your hand just show it because you did try to keep your face straight. And look here, it was terrible.
And look at you, you were made for TV.
You're made for TV.
Well, we went on to do a TV show together. Marlene was a producer, Great Billy's Television.
Wow.
Great Billy's Cooking.
Great Billy's Cooking. Yes, Father. Then I told Ida like John, I'm a professional.
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember that first one. We met at Cana. You were working at a hotel.
Yes.
We were at the Three Kings promotion.
Three
This
Kings,
guy just
Panabor.
had,
Mr. Peters.
Mr. Peters and Mr. Mess.
He had a spark. We knew you were meant for TV, and here you are now.
Yeah. Just
but
like
Kaya,
that.
I want to reflect on an interview, and if I know, you know, we don't have it scripted, but I think one of the things that I remember the most, my most memorable interview with you, was when there was a controversy over cross country, over the women's race, and it was a really tough time. You pretty much championed coming out against the sponsors and how they were not being fair in how they were treating the female cyclists. And I remember you sat there, and it was highly controversial at the time that you came out against this thing. And I just sat and I remember I thought, how brave to just be a lone female up against this big corporate entity, against the federation and against the other cyclists who seem to, you know, not really be bothered by the fact that women were completely being cut out of the competition and being unfairly rewarded for their talent.
I do remember that, and I think those are the times that kind of define the work that I do, the way that I advocate for women and youth in sports. Being brave enough to stand even when no one stands behind you.
Yeah.
And in the end, all the people who didn't choose to stand with you still benefit.
Yeah, remember that. Yeah.
Nice. But this segment is also one because we know that. I think one of the reasons why we have you guys here is because you're always with us, and you guys are actually a pillar of Belizean, whereby people look at you and say, you know what, these people I want to be like. we also want to give you guys the opportunity to ask us questions that
No.
might have.
I
You want to change that?
I don't like answering.
You ask her any question, ask us any question. Ask us a question where, you would feel comfortable asking. Shoot.
Sean, throw the mic here and I had to throw it there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask Gavin quickly. You said that you didn't, this was like somebody asked you, I was and it was when you hear it, oh, great, but did you realize that you have to wake up early every morning? And what percentage at the time you and set the sleep?
Well, you want to know, that's a funny question because like a lot of people, I like to say I'm not really like a morning person. So like before this, so only when I come here is when I wake up early. Otherwise, so.
Especially weather today.
Yeah, well, yeah, see, exactly. But in the beginning though, it was hard to like find the energy because you still like, even if I'm like awake, like my brain still kind of like wake up. Yeah, so that was kind of difficult in the beginning to just kind of bring it, really early in the morning. Still get, I mean, like I'm there with experience. But I had always I think for me, the best part of the show is just getting to talk to people, and that's what I love to do. I like to meet people. I like to engage in different conversations, and this was a great opportunity to do that. And I saw it as a challenge, even the morning aspect of it. So it was something that I just said, well, this is just part of the job, so I got to do it, and I did.
There you go.
Yeah.
Next question, Kaya.
Well, of course, mine has to be around exercise because I know both. Well, Gavin, you live out of the city, so I wasn't really seeing you, but I used to see Marlene and John exercising in the morning times. How do you guys juggle that? What time of the day do you find to do it when you have to come on set early?
Well, the pandemic certainly changed that. I think I used to see you in the morning. I used to go out at 4 a.m. But now I do. Actually, they changed the pandemic, so I have no excuse. The curfew, so I have no excuse. But I used to wake up early and go out at 4 a.m. Because I prefer exercising in the morning. I think you wake up and do it and get it over with versus being able to kind of break in your day and say, okay, now I'll stop and go exercise. But it was necessary for me. I like being outdoors. I think it's a great way to wake up your mind as well.
Yeah. For me, whether morning, whether be it afternoon or night. As a matter of fact, last night at about 7:30, that was when I went out. And somebody asked me, you even run the night? For me, it's all about connecting with nature. That's for me. I don't listen to anything when I'm out there. I listen to what nature is. I listen to vehicles passing and try to decipher what sound or what vehicle, what make that is. Working out has been a passion for me ever so long.
Yeah.
Last night was, and I'll throw this out there, somewhat challenging. And on the return back, I said, John, TCC, Toledo Community College, bring out that strength, and that was my half mile back home. Very important to start your day, very important if that's how you feel at that particular time, very important before you sleep. So working out is just a smooth John way of dealing with things.
So you guys haven't missed it. You found a way.
Found a way.
Right, I missed it. I won't lie.
Found a way. I was
with the curfew change,
Yeah.
it really just disrupted me, and then I haven't really gotten back into the routine as much, off and on.
Yeah.
So yes, Brother John. You are
Go ahead.
So we know you were at Love FM, and Love FM is a radio station, and then you transition to television. You know, sometimes when that happens, you say, boy, a big voice out of a lead. And you're a firecracker, bruh. You remind me of myself. I mean, Mondays, this show is like Monday, it's you, Miss Amalia Mike said it earlier, that Hardy shows on Monday, Friday, that Fun Friday, but for you, every day, that Fun Friday, bruh.
Really
Even when they have a deal with ICJ and tough topics. So, like, I always think about it, like, I know some of the topics hard, and you probably don't know the topic or something, but how do you wing it well?
That's a very good question, Sean. I hate having to answer a question, or I dislike having to answer a question and then throw Marlene into it.
No, Lord.
But really,
wasn't me.
Really, she from the beginning, she told me, John, prepare yourself for anything or everything that happens. And so that's what I put into every time I'm on here. In terms of preparation, I follow her lead. in terms of what question comes next, I listen to her question and that person's answer. And that's the way that I get prepared for things. And what makes it even better is that I might be green to the topic. And so I want to know. And that's where the questions derive from. And that's how it is on a daily basis. Try it out, Kaya. Anything you just ask Gav.
Ask Gav. Marlene. So 13 years ago when Open Your Eyes started, you were the main host along with William. Right? And to today, you are now, what is the position here at Great Belize Production? CEO.
Yes.
So you have graduated. However, still remain on the morning show. I would believe it's because of a love for it. What is it?
I love having rich conversations.
Yes.
I've never been one for small talk, actually. I can do it, but I just love having deep conversations with people where I feel like I walk away gaining a new perspective or learning something new. But that being said, it clearly won't be sustainable for very long. So I do foresee that at some time I'll be making my exit off the morning show. And it is time for people to, it's such an opportunity. We can all speak of that. There's what you think you know about TV, and then what you think you know about hosting, and then the actual experience. And I'm excited to have more people come in and have that experience. The trajectory of my career here wasn't one that I could have ever imagined 13 years ago, but I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, you're not going anywhere.
It's not today. I'm here.
Thank God.
Celebrate people when they're still here. Listen, yeah.
You know, one of the hardest things about this, though, and I'll throw it out, like, if we come to work, and I think Gav could vouch for this, like when we get on set and then they say, Marlene.
I know, look at that.
From all the way back when.
Yeah.
And then they would tell
Little
you Marlene is not coming in, and so you have to go with the show alone. Because she's such a pillar to it. Her ways, you know. That's why I dislike having to say, but it is the truth.
He knows I hate
I finished thinking of, we all love Marlene. We all love Marlene, and Marlene
love
is part of our
Marlene,
show forever.
Yeah.
And Marlene, my question to Marlene is, how do you do it? Because he say go walk 4 o'clock in the morning. Go shower and you look beautiful for the show. 6:30. Then he take a break. Then 6 o'clock again in the air, 6:30 again. So the real question is, and again, talk about crying. We all were, when they had a meme because Marlene said she was not going to read the news and she broke down, and we all broke down, the whole country collectively. Then she put on her head. But the question is, Marlene, with such a day that you have 6 to 6, like Pali, I said Pali go to Marlene at 6 and come back 6 o'clock in the evening. You know, if it's your birthday or a special occasion, somebody invite you for a lunch and you have a alcoholic cocktail. How do you compose yourself for the 6:30 news?
God knows that because we probably had drinks with lunch at one point in time. I don't drink that much.
But it's fun secret about Marlene. Half our drink and she don't feel like
exactly. So
Bachawa, bro. But yes, you have to compose yourself, and I mean that's not a skill.
It's knowing the responsibility involved. I think for me, I always think of my audience. I know who, there are other people on the side of this camera who choose to turn their station on to us every morning. You choose that, and I respect that. And I know that they have a purpose. They want to see great conversations. They want to know what's happening, and that's what we aim to do here. It's for you.
Yeah, that's
and that's what I keep in mind.
You're only human.
Oh, I am very human.
I always said Marlene like a jaguar. We know you exist, but we never see her. We only see her on TV, but we never see her out there. Because she prefers to be locked up. And Marlene is
that's sweet.
We're all human at the end, Drew.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, we need to wrap the segment up. So final question goes to you guys. Now, regular question, man. I don't want to have to stress about. But the question is, what is the value, or why you always make time or make yourself available to us? Kaya.
Like I said earlier, coming on Open Your Eyes for me is just being able to get that message across comfortably with hosts who I know will interact and will have done their homework, like you said, John. Whenever I come and I sit here with Marlene, she always knows. I come and speak about my races internationally. She knows the results. She knows what happened. You know, so it's like having a conversation and being able to get everything out. Sometimes I forget the stuff that I need to say, and Marlene says it for me. You know, so it's that very relaxed type of thing. You don't have people calling in. You know, it's very comfortable.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's right. And you, Sean?
For me, that's a great question because I, unlike anybody, well, businesses or so, I don't have really anything to promote because I don't have a restaurant. Yes, I'm a chef, and you could hire me, but I don't come and I bombard you, and you have to buy this from me or whatever. When I come to this show, as a matter of fact, I go in my own pocket most of the times because I have to spend money to do a service just to showcase culture, and it's not that I do it as a passion. And yeah, it's just I keep doing it, and when they call me, it's I don't bombard you with anything, just to showcase, because I know the audience too, my lady. They really want to know how to cook one turkey for Christmas, and they really want to know. Although I don't got no recipe, and Marlene ask me how to cook it, and I can answer on the set, but they really look forward to it. And speaking of looking forward, tomorrow I'll be back.
Real?
Because
can you all tell him to make hudut? He doesn't want to make hudut.
Oh, that's the next thing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to make hudut.
But in all the years I've been on this show, one thing I pride myself on is that I don't repeat things.
You don't repeat it.
And I don't know one hit wonder.
Nope.
Oi?
We got lots of things to cook.
But it's true because I always try to be, I always worry about the audience. And like John, I know one who did air. And when I have to call the night before and set up because I put a lot of work into it. I just show up the man in. And you have to get a script in my mind that you have to look good and feel good and never stop talking, interactive. And people reach late at work because they say, see you, but they try to go through the door. They want to hear where I come next.
What's been the star recipe you've ever done?
Star recipe here?
Yeah, like number one that you still get asked about.
I did a confiter with beer. And everybody make that thing up on YouTube because it uses beer
as the batter.
And I think instead of water, so like a beer batter with comes water. That's been the number one recipe. And yes, speaking tomorrow, I'll be back, and I won't make hudut because everybody know where the hudut and Garifuna food is much more than hudut, John.
That's right.
And so we will probably talk about.
I love that John is giving Gavin the eye like.
Because you know they have tomorrow too.
Yeah, I saw that.
But one more thing about that. I like that John because John Nagarifuna, we have to go somewhere with Nagar. Which brings me back to Marlene. Marlene just know all the lines that I will come. Everything go over your head now. Marlene,
can't surprise her no more.
And Marlene does like small talk, so Marlene, you can't quote Marlene. You can compliment her, and then you compliment her, you still calls you. But I call her darling. And, that's what the audience they love. You can't touch Marlene. You call her darling. And then Big Wings right now at Atlanta, he right there, they watch us. Yes. All he want to do is say Marlene too. So please take Marlene too, because he have foot fetish and everything. I said, boy, I can't do that.
Oh my gosh. All right. See why we have to
wrap this segment up.
Gavin, you can handle him alone tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow you, bro. But we need to wrap this segment up. I just want to say though, Chef Quillen, you said a while there, right?
Yes,
there?
bro.
Because you have that color.
Green?
No, we have to paint it over because you spill stuff all the time.
Well, at least I did my job. I could have been ordinary, but I'm extraordinary.
You left your mark on the show. Kaya and Chef Quillen, it was great to have you guys in. I hope on the city of Vienna, bust out of my head because I laughed too much. The cheeks they hurt. But it was a great time. I'll tell you what, you guys aren't leaving empty-handed either, as we also have a gift basket for you, courtesy Grace Kennedy Belize Limited and items from Cellular World. Yeah. That's all we got for now, all right?
Thanks, bro.
So do enjoy your day. Thank you guys so very much for being here. 13th
Always
anniversary
a pleasure.
Of Open Your Eyes will continue shortly. And guess what? This guy is in the studio with us. He is one of the biggest Belizean artists ever. Stig the Artist. We're going to hear from him when we come back.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all." If you would like to know what the world is going to be like before Jesus returns, then listen to Jesus, who said it was going to be like it was in the days of Noah. Instead of the world getting better, it is reverting back to how it was 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. What was it like in the days of Noah? The Bible says in Genesis 6, it was a world in which the population was exploding, marriage was being abused and defiled, revelation was being rejected, violence and lawlessness prevailed, and there was under inspection by God and a coming judgment. Does this say anything about our present world, in which marriage as defined by God has been redefined by man, in which lawlessness and murder are common occurrences, with no respect shown for the sanctity of life as created by God Almighty, and a world in which the revelation of God is being rejected and the Bible ignored? Surely the trumpet is about to sound. However, there is good news. In Noah's world, the Bible says, "But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, and God provided the ark." Today, Jesus Christ is our ark, and there is still grace for a godless generation and for those who will dare to trust Him. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
It's a fact that your credit lasts longer when using Smart. During these times, we're all trying to find ways to cut costs and save the little resources we have. With Smart, it's easy to do that. It's a fact that with Smart, your credit lasts longer. You can call Smart to Smart and Smart to Digi using your promo credit, while with the other guy, you can only call OnNet, Digi, or BTL numbers. What does this mean? You get to call any national number using your promo credit. Your promo credit is free, so that call is also free. Know your facts. Don't be tricked by the other guy. Be smart and save your dollars.
The TV you love is always with you. From live TV, sports, and on-demand titles. Choose your plan today. Plans start as low as $15 per month. My TV. Entertainment anytime, anywhere.
Check out our Halabarin specials, only $9.99. Available at Suncast supermarkets while supplies last.
The truth is, when the invitation was extended, I was excited. Generally, I like to volunteer. I like to take an active approach in being a part of the solution. It was a welcome opportunity simply because whilst we talk a good talk with respect to achieving gender equality in the workplace, this was another opportunity for me to be a part of that movement, be a part of that discussion. I like to be reminded that we have other people who are willing to bring the issues to the forefront. And in attending the Engaging Men and Boys Workplace Training session, that is what I took away. We have male figures, male role models, successful males in our society who are no longer willing to subscribe to the archaic, patriarchal, solely male-dominated way of living, but to understand that we are equals. Even here in the magistracy, it's the same. We have an all-star female cast leading the judiciary for the first time in the history of Belize. And it's welcoming, it's eye-opening, it's refreshing. My biggest takeaway is, whilst we have come a long way, we still have a longer way to go. But I'm comforted by the fact that I was not the only driven male in that discussion and to hear like-minded males speak on the issue, to hear that passion, it comforts me knowing that we do have a way forward, assisted by men. But I wouldn't want to think that 10 years from now we'll be having the same discussion. It shouldn't be.
Imagine going through your entire day without the burden and risk of carrying cash on you. Belize's shift to digital wallets has begun with eCash. We can now skip the cash when collecting money or paying for our essentials, all while using a fast, easy, and secure platform. Simply add funds to your wallet via bank transfer or at an agent, and you're good to go. You will be able to make quick, easy payments simply by scanning QR codes. And best of all, it all happens just like that. Payments are as easy as clicking a link online or scanning a QR code. Download the eCash app from the Google Play and Apple App Store today and take your first step into a cashless lifestyle. The future is here with eCash. For more information, visit www.e-cash.com or contact us via WhatsApp at 613-0257 to find out more.
Like other vaccines, the COVID-19 vaccines being developed have been through the same trial phases and rigorous process required for all vaccines. Global efforts on the development of the vaccines are built on existing research from previous coronaviruses like MERS and SARS-1. As COVID-19 vaccines are approved for their broad use in the population, be reassured that they will continue to be monitored to identify any adverse events. Your safety is our top priority. Vaccines bring us closer.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Show some love. Yo. I'm gonna love you forever. Hey, forever and ever, yeah, man. Cause we've been through it all. You pick me up when I fall. You're my lover, girl, you're my best friend. I a lot of things, woo. Don't forget everything we've been through. I hope you know that I will never hurt you, baby girl. Yeah, I was a little bit toxic, but girl, you know this love is like magic. I hope you know that I just wanna love you. I'm gonna love you forever. Forever and ever, yeah, man. 'Cause we've been through it all. You pick me up when I fall. You're my lover, girl, you're my best friend. Who can take this love away? Know that I am here to stay. I can't go a day without you in my life. I am never giving up. No, I am never giving in. As long as we're together, I'm alright. Girl, I'm gonna love you forever. Forever and ever, yeah, man. 'Cause we've been through it all. You pick me up when I fall. You're my lover, girl, you're my best friend. Watch, I know I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful and for life and for love. I'm so grateful. Channel 5 so grateful. And I'm so thankful. I'm alright. Kaboom, yo, John. Marlene, watcha, hey, what you say? Yes, man, it's my pleasure. Good morning.
My brother. Give me a song, no?
You guys got me early up from about 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I have to make it.
You had to make
And
it.
you got a nice early morning voice too.
Right? Yeah, man, how do you silky, you know? Yes, my brother. How you doing? Belma Panya.
You know, yet to
Freestyle. Sing, how you been? How you been, bro?
And all is good. All is really blessed.
Yeah.
So grateful.
Stick.
Sunset.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that and you know, from Summerfest,
Yes?
from Summerfest to now being Stick the Artist, with hundreds of thousands of followers. How was it like for you? What's up?
I kind of used to it, but like I said, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Thankful for everybody who supports me, you know, family and friends and strangers. But I'm used to it, but I'm still humbled by it every single day. And I still feel the same. Like Marlene Mida said, she saw a throwback from us when I was, you know, like 16 years old. So from I was 16, I've been on a big screen. So I'm used to it, but still thankful every day for all the support, and still feel like the same early.
There you go. Who's that?
No bad answer, sir.
Even before John Palacio was a TV host, you were a TV host. There you go.
Yeah. 13 years of Open Your Eyes, Stig. Summerfest fall right there as well, because it's 13 years of that as well.
Yeah.
What is your feel about 13 years of of this morning presentation? What's your thoughts on that?
Yo, I will always show love to Channel 5, you know, no matter what. You guys supported me, and apart from, you know, the whole the competition that I won.
Won?
That, you know, apart from apart from all of that, if I ever call on Channel 5 and be like, yo, I want to come and promote a new song. How much times I can promote song with you guys?
Yeah.
You know, and if I need an interview or need to promote something, you guys always got me. So, you know, hand wash and love for love. So
yeah,
it was a pleasure. And I had to wake up and make sure I come, even though the weather in Belmopan was so nice and good. I said, make a pull up.
And then, you know, over the years since you've appeared on the show, you have any like memories or things that stick out that you look back on that you maybe funny or even, you know, the stuff that you really...
Man, I really enjoyed the time being in the competition, you know, when it all started. And I always remember winning that night and how I was so nervous, and I thought that we came in second or third, and as a matter of fact I didn't even think we may make it that far in the competition, and that moment we won, and having so much Belmopan people and Roaring Creek and Kamalote people in the building, and we receiving that trophy, it was a movie.
Yeah. And then we get to have you the morning after here on Open Your Eyes. That's always the painful part about winning the competition. waking up to do the morning show, but it's great to have you. And I know that you have some big things happening as well. You're looking forward, you're still working with collaborations, and tell us, don't be shy.
Well, the news is out, you know, we have the Davido collab coming up with the DJ Khaled on it as well, the DJ Khaled.
Okay, don't be shy. What does that feel like?
Yeah. Feels good. Feels good. This feels good. See, I always talk to you guys about manifestation and stuff like that. So I read people that I look up to saying the exact same thing, and it feels just like how I know it would feel.
Yeah.
You know, because there are stuff I wrote down in 2019. I will release a song with DJ Khaled. So, and I envision that, and I really know how that may I feel. So I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Feels the same way. Feels good.
Do you think that there's ever a time between, we know that we're in COVID times, do you think that there will be one day you'll be performing that song with DJ Khaled at an event? What do you feel? Have you written that down?
No, but
you know, write that down?
That's your list.
But no, man, yes, man, of course. And you know, the crazy thing is, we're trying our best to shoot the video in Belize, DJ Khaled and Davido. So it's not only for me, man, and it makes me feel even better because I know it's gonna open the doors for a lot of Belizean artists, not just me. And 10 years from now, when I put up the mic and I say I'm done with it, I know at least I am one of the pioneers for big ups to Shine because he is the true pioneer. But we were opening up doors for all the rest of the artists. And when I had turn a little old man and I had to watch all the kids and they sing and do their thing, I'd be like, yeah, I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
They write that history. So
yeah.
Well, I just want you to know that your inbox just get flooded with requests for cameos in the video.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you know. But it's great to have you here. I know you're going to be closing us off with a song. You can stick around for some champagne too, right?
Oh yes, man. I'm not 16 anymore.
We make the 4 a.m. morning worth it, right? On days like these. Thank you.
So I you go over that side, but nonetheless, guys, with this 13th anniversary,
I feel very nervous. I don't know why you put me so close to the cake. It's like, Gavin, go. You're probably safer there than I am.
Just in case, of course, we know that you're watching on the screen and you might not notice there's a cake on this set. If you want to give us that while again, there is actually a cake on this set. And while we've got this cake on the set, we also want to invite in with us Chanel Bennett. She's the owner of SR Sweets. Yeah, you call close. SR Sweets. I wish somebody could just point out which thing that is cake on this set. Is it this thing? Is it her footwear? No. Is it this here? The beautiful cake is right here in front of us. 13 years of Open Your Eyes. Chanel, welcome. Tell us about your creation. How you do this? Now you do this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
let's
go. All right, so the idea behind it was to bring Belizean living room into the studio. So this was supposed to be the TV stand, but it's too low.
It's too low.
So these are cupcakes and tarts, and then this was the picture frame. Every TV stand has a picture frame.
So a little behind the scenes secret here, Chanel. People don't know that when we ask somebody to do their cake, we ask them to create something that's out of their mind. So why'd you go? You said the living room set.
Yes.
It's always interesting to hear the creative idea behind the design.
Yeah, well, this was something really like out of my comfort zone.
I've
never done something like this before. Well, besides a stove that I did before, but
you know a whole stove.
Yes.
But now this is out of your comfort zone.
No, but what was the process like making something like this? Because you said it's your first time doing something like this. So what was that like?
Well, it wasn't really hard. It's just square cakes, bake. Cut them, layer them up. Nothing too.
You were nervous this morning. We know moving cakes like this is kind of like mission impossible.
Yeah, it's like,
And I saw your support team, so
Definitely I'm gonna have a heart attack because I think you may have fall because it's quite narrow. And then I think I lean over, but
all right.
She's made it. And you know what I love? That you capture us. There's an antenna on the TV. I was joking with John. I'm like, there's still people who watch on antenna TV. Don't you be mistaken.
If you may put foil upon that, make somebody to hold something. But this is beautiful. It's a great creation. You actually have a remote and a coffee mug on there as well.
Yes.
So, and quickly, because we know that time is just dwindling by, if people would like to get to you to get some kind of creation like this, where do they go? Who can
Okay,
they
well,
contact?
I have a Facebook page and an Instagram page under the name SR Sweets, and all my contact information is on my both pages. So.
All right.
All right.
Well,
and you've watched Open Your Eyes before. Have you ever thought you'd be doing our anniversary?
No. When they called, I was so shocked and excited.
Yeah.
Because it's my first time doing something like this. So yes, I was really happy.
I imagine that you're on screen promoting your product, doing such a great job. What's the feeling like right now as we speak?
Definitely feel like I come a long way because I just started my business like little over a year.
Wow.
So definitely feel like I accomplished something and that there's people loving my work. So definitely motivate me if you want to continue.
All right, I know. Well, it looks great, but I really am interested to see how it tastes.
Oh,
I'm sure that it's gonna be
All right, so we're going to cut this cake shortly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you so very much.
Yeah,
and
thank you guys for having me also.
It's always nice to have you. Now, there is a guy who's been pinch hitting with us over the past few, and every time we need him, he actually comes on set, Marlene and Gav. Every time you're not here, I'm not here, Gav's not here, he is right here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Paul, of course, who is a part of the team. He's one of our journalists here at Open at Channel 5. No, we're not on the screen. But hold on to it, please. Probably you want to bring it over here. So
I just want to put this up here.
Yes. But it's that time of the morning. We meet Paul. Paul, come in, man. Come in. Get Paul his microphone, please. Get Paul his microphone. Yeah, just grab the microphone, man. Lad. Paul, good morning. It's always nice to have you, my brother.
Morning,
You've been pinch hitting. I know that your knee probably peeled right up because you steel third base, my way.
Yes.
What's the feeling like, my brother? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm one of the newcomers, obviously.
Yeah.
Alongside a host of well-experienced panelists.
Yeah.
Host. It's just been an honor. It honestly has been an honor. I remember the first time I joined on set, it was baptism by fire.
Yes, it
and
was.
That's what Marlene told me. So she was like, Paul, we need you this morning.
Yeah.
Let's see what will happen.
Yeah.
I jumped on and I was extremely nervous. I'm a bit nervous right now. I'm not sure why. I don't think I've ever been.
Because you're not asking questions.
No, I'm the one being
part.
asking questions. You know, so it was baptism by fire, and that morning I found myself in a space where I was just grateful. I was just grateful for being on set because I recall as a teenager watching Open Your Eyes, listening to Open Your Eyes, and thinking to myself, one day I want to be an Open Your Eyes, but I want to be a guest.
Okay.
So I always wanted to be a guest. I never got a chance to be a guest on Open Your Eyes. And so for it to be that my first time on Open Your Eyes was as a co-host.
Yeah.
For me, that was amazing, and I couldn't be more grateful for that.
Wow.
You just made me feel so old when you said you watched as a teenager. I'll forgive you for that. But not only that, I think it's interesting because, you could have just rapped and you would have made your way on Open Your Eyes. We love featuring artists. So my mission for the next year before our 14th anniversary is to get this guy to rap on air.
Yeah.
Stig like the cat out the bag, right?
Stig made me know that Paul, or very serious Paul, has a rapping history.
So we'll have to prime up to that.
Oh, come on. All right, guys. We have a mission, right?
Yes,
Next
we have a
time, we're gonna get him. Yeah,
Paul, man, you're from Belma Pan. You must grab this one.
Yeah.
Make it happen, man.
You know, actually, Stig and I have a bit of history. Just now, Stig and I, we go all the way back. In fact, he would tell you that night he won KTV, I was there with him. In fact, I believe we stayed in the hotel together that night after he won because he had to come on Open Your Eyes
the next morning.
I won't tell you all that happened in that. But let's say we celebrated, we had a great time because he won.
Back then when people could party all night, right? Seems like so long ago.
Yeah.
All right. But it is time for us to actually get the celebration started. Gavin, you have been in charge of the most important task, which is?
Yeah. Oh, the champagne.
Yeah.
I was remembering when we were going, when we started out the show. Memories. I remember my first ever episode. Very
Go
fitting. The last segment we were, that was the launch of Kopali Rum. So I remember the first day that I came on Open Your Eyes. You guys tried to get me drunk because we did sample the rum.
Yes.
The white and the dark rum.
Yes.
Too,
Yeah.
So that was a lot. So I mean, this is like a full circle moment because I'm always. Whenever there's alcohol there, I'm on the show.
Yeah. I wonder, does our producer Shanice do that on purpose?
No, I mean, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Nonetheless, we're about to pop this champagne. 13 years of Open Your Eyes.
Yes, and this is courtesy of Madisco.
That's right.
So
it is, what champagne is it?
This is Emiliana.
Emiliana, yeah.
So
all right, we're going to do it. Ready?
And
3, 2, 1. Oh, my goodness. It is that time of the day.
Right.
Of
We got
course.
2 more glasses over here. We still got some people. So, but I do want to take a moment. One of the things you've heard repeatedly over, let me hand it to John, over the course of this show is that this show is absolutely not possible without our amazing, dedicated, behind the scenes crew.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something about the secret to Channel 5 and all that we do is it's the people who you don't get to see. And they wake up every morning. They wake up, they work during the day to get the news done. They are behind the scenes of every show that you see on Channel 5. And I don't know if we will ever be able to say thank you enough. There you have Luis Sosa. We have, who's in the...
We had Daryl first.
We have, I can't see the pictures.
I know, right?
Is that Randy?
Randy.
That's Randy.
Yeah.
That's Rick Romero, legend here at Channel 5. Alvin Usher.
Yeah, of course.
We got next up Daryl McGill. We have George. We have the whole list of the
We have
Steven.
Oh my goodness. Abu, Chris. Yeah, and of course who
You
else?
have Kenroy. You have Joel. You have. Did I miss somebody? No, I didn't.
Always on with us.
Yeah, but let me tell you that, and also our producers.
Yes.
Our producers are incredibly important. Got to give a big shout out to our producer, Shanice Middleton, behind the scenes, our young star, who puts together all our shows and today's as well.
Very persistent.
And whips us all into shape.
We can't move on without not mentioning Isani Caetano.
That's
Every Monday
right.
he's right on here and he's ready and set to tell us exactly what are the stories for the weekend and hitting the news 6 o'clock on Monday evenings. And as we know, Mondays are normally very, very crowded. Yep. So it's always a great time with the team. Are you guys ready? 13 years of OYE going down just like this. Cheers to guys. 13 OYE cheers. All
right, we're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we have our closing performance and some final thoughts.
Cooking is now fun since I met Sunco coconut milk powder and brass products. For tasty rice and beans, Creole bread, and Johnny cakes, Sunco is the ingredient for you. This can be paired with flavorful brass products which include corned beef, chicken, pork, and beef luncheon meats. Brass products are available in 2 convenient sizes to match your family's needs. For all your mouth-watering dishes, use Sunco coconut milk powder and brass products. Found at a supermarket near you.
Hey son, how was your first day at Sixth Form?
Really cool. It was great to see my friends, and I really love my teachers.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm sorry I wasn't there for your first day, but I'll be back from Corozal next week.
It's okay, Dad. I can't wait to see you. Oh, and please remember, I still have some books I need to purchase.
Ah, yes. Let me e-cash you that right now. Money has been sent. I add a little extra cash just for you.
Whoa, Dad. Thanks. Got it.
You're welcome, sir.
Download the eCash app today and take your first step into a cashless lifestyle. For more information, visit www.e-cash.com or contact us via WhatsApp at 613-0257. eCash, the future is here.
When something is good and you can save, that makes it even better. Like this guy, he buys Flex bundles using his promo credit. No worries when his primary credit is finished. He gets talk, text, and data for free. Or her, she calls her family internationally with her promo credit. And with data packages so affordable, she even does video calls. Smart continues to offer great deals and affordable promotions. As a small business owner, she saves when she uses her promo credit to call the other guys. All Smart customers enjoy more triple days and knowing they can use their promo credit, which just lasts longer. Smart, bringing people together.
Everybody come now, make me start this fun now. Don't worry about the sun, the sun, this guy don't know. Everybody come now, make me start this fun now. Don't worry about the sun.
And welcome back to Open Your Eyes, 13 years anniversary. We're about to wrap things up. It was a great time, but before we go any further, we need to cut the cake, Marlene and Gab.
I know. Okay, so I was trying to figure out how we're going to do it. I have a little idea over here.
All right, let's see it.
So,
we're gonna cut
of course, our cake was designed and created
by none other than Chanel Bennett. She's the owner of SR's Sweets. Yeah. You get
I
excited.
can now retire and butcher the cake.
Great one.
Way better than I would have done.
So. Yeah, well, there you go. You got your cake going on there.
All
right, so we're going to make sure everything is A-OK. I'll put my slice here.
Make it flip over.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there you go.
But it was a great time. We are so happy that you were able to
Paul, I know you're waiting for cake.
Yeah,
Come.
Paul, I don't know when he gonna do we over there, but yeah, and I noticed the glass in your hand too. But it was a great time this morning. We're so glad that you're able to start your morning right with us. You actually open your eyes and start your morning right with us to enjoy what we've got to share with you after 13 years of Open Your Eyes. We're gonna wrap things up with who?
Okay, I just got cake everywhere.
Stig is coming back.
Stig is coming back.
And we got to wrap up with a great performance from him. We're going to keep celebrating our 13th anniversary. Cheers once again.
Oh, yes, cheers.
And we definitely don't want to leave without saying thank you to all you viewers who come and join us every single morning at Open Your Eyes. We know that a lot of you guys were leaving comments. We've been reading.
We saw some of the sweetest comments
for
just
sure.
now. Our producer showed us. That's how we know what people are actually saying online. Somebody says, that we are their morning companion for 13 years.
Yeah.
Warms my heart.
I know.
You know, I think at the end of the day, the one thing I do want to say as we close is, you know, you always ask why you do it, how you wake up so early. It's for you.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's for you. Everything you see here is catered to be able to have you, the viewer, have an enjoyable morning and start your morning right.
But as per usual, if you've got any questions, any concerns at all, you could drop us a line at oye@channel5belize.com. Mark?
And on Facebook and Instagram, and you know what to do, right? So just remember to tune in again tomorrow morning. As we said, we're going to be having a special cooking segment with Chef Sean Quillen as we get ready for the Garifuna Settlement Day. Tune in again at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
Start your morning right.
As per usual, keep your eyes,
your mind,
and your heart
open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy, everybody.
That's right. Here we go once again with Stig, their artist, to close us out. 13 years of OYE. Stig!
13 years of Open Your Eyes. I'm glad to be here and share my talent with Belize and everybody who's up. Y'all gotta send me this when I'm done, you know? Yo. For the girls then. Touch me, tease me, kiss me, please me. Any given time you are one of a kind, girl. Hold me, hug me, shawty, love me. I can't take you off my mind. As soon as you're walking, I'm in love with every part of your body. Touch me, tease me, kiss me, please me. Girl, what we got is so divine. She want a rude boy, fi turn and tell her ex-boy fi run off. Them a ring off with name like a lamb, but girl, what we got is too strong. You a rude girl, come turn and you make me ex girl. Run off. Them a ring off with name like a lamb, but girl, what we got is too strong. What you got so rich, come pay me. Girl, listen, no game, don't play me. I've been thinking about you like crazy. Need a good lady, baby boo. You got me craving you. My girl, let's face the truth. You got me fool. Touch me, tease me, kiss me, please me. Any given time you are one of a kind, girl. Hold me, hug me, shawty, love me. I can't take you off my mind. As soon as you're walking, I'm in love with every part of your body. Touch me, tease me, kiss me, please me. Girl, what we got is so divine. Every time we meet, it's like a movie with a happy ending. I might end up broke, might end up with all the time we spending. Every time we meet, it's like a movie with a... Girl, your body rich. You are number one trending. Rude boy, fi turn and tell her ex-boy fi run off. Them a ring off with name like a lamb, but girl, what we got is too. You a rude girl, come turn and you make me ex girl. Run off. Them a ring off with name like a lamb, but what we got is too strong, girl. I me say, yeah. What we got is too strong, girl. Big up all the Belizean artists, them. Upcoming and established, you know, Super G, all the people them paved the way, Shine Port, Tanya Carter. Yo, big up on yourself, Stick the Artist, Dando, big up yourself. Yeah, 2. I'm out.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.